When arguing LeBron versus Jordan, or LeBron versus, hell, anyone, the number one critique that most people are going to bring up is LeBron's final record, 3-6. At the end of the day, that's the only thing they can bring up.
And if people want to do the Jordan-LeBron thing, I am totally fine with people saying 6 championships versus 3 championships. It's the back end of the conversation where we include finals losses, but not first, second, or third round losses that I find so intellectually dishonest, it makes me uncomfortable.
LeBron owns a 3-6 record in the NBA Finals. It's no secret. But it's a poor representation of where he stands all time. Legacy for LeBron is a loaded word. Having always been compared to the iconic Michael Jordan, considered by many the greatest player of all time, LeBron's legacy has never been a standalone construct free to stand out without some scheme of what makes a player a winner, the backdrop.
LeBron is also playing against a super team of the caliber Michael Jordan never played against, and he's going to have to see them 4 times potentially.
I want to call it third.
Hold on. The Golden State Warriors, he was so great that the Golden State Warriors had to build this team that we've never seen before.
The Golden State Warriors
On many levels, this competition is healthy. It has helped inspire, challenge, and mold LeBron into the player he is today. However, when determining LeBron's legacy, his battle against the mythological version of Jordan, not the one who played basketball and won 6 rings because of the collection of talent on his team, but who slayed dragons and did it all by himself, is not. For some reason, when splitting hairs between Michael and LeBron's talent level, rings are counted, despite an NBA championship being the only team accomplishment in the NBA. Of course, divisional and conference championships as well. And the inconsistency with using the rings argument, this is the argument used to discredit LeBron's greatness.
But I don't want to hear anything about him being better than Michael Jordan. I'm not listening to it. I'm not trying to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I don't believe it. LeBron James has lost 6 NBA Finals.
Hall of Fame center Wilt Chamberlain, who was 2-4 in the finals, is considered the most dominant force of his time, much like LeBron. However, Chamberlain ran into a formidable foe in Bill Russell's led Boston Celtics, a balanced squad whose two-way dominance allowed them to win 11 rings from the 56-57 season through the 68-69 season. Despite his individual dominance, Chamberlain would only win 1 ring during the Celtics dynasty. Fellow Hall of Famers Jerry West, who was 1-8 in the finals, and big game Elgin Baylor, who was 0-7 in the finals, would have the unfortunate fate of running into the Celtics buzzsaw as well. West wouldn't win a ring until the Celtics dynasty was over. Wilt was on West's 1972 NBA title team as well. While Baylor is considered one of the greatest small forwards in league history, his talent is often largely unheard of nowadays. Not solely because he failed to win a ring, but because he never won a league MVP. Jerry West, the iconic NBA logo, seems to get skipped on the all-time list as well, for the same reason. Only Wilt Chamberlain, whose records, statistical marvels, rings, 2 MVPs, and the favor of which those who watched him spoke of his dominance, is given consideration for a top 5 spot of all time. Russell, who won 3 more MVPs and 9 more rings than Wilt, is rarely considered the better overall player because it's widely recognized he was part of a dynasty and a team-based concept. LeBron owns quite a few records, is a walking statistical marvel, has 3 rings, 4 MVPs, his own rabid fan base, and he's considered a top 2 player of all time by most. However, when comparing LeBron and Jordan, what makes the conversation different? Jordan has 1 more MVP, 3 more rings, a Defensive Player of the Year award, and a perfect finals record of 6-0. But do those accolades make him better than LeBron? Considering the collection of talent and coaching he had around him, comparing both skill sets and their career productions? No. So what separates Wilt, Jordan, and LeBron? There's no question Wilt was the most dominant force in the NBA and had a dynamic, multifaceted game. Jordan has the advantage over both in their final victories and winning percentage. A complete player and fearless competitor. He is the most beloved player in NBA history. LeBron has shown his dominance largely through illustrating his mastery of the game, climbing multiple leaderboards, and his many statistical marvels. This is where he finds his advantage. And if you start looking at his finals record, his last 3 losses were far from an indictment of his play. His teams were simply overmatched, much like 2007 and 2015. If you discount his first 2 years of making it to the finals, 2007 and 2011, LeBron has averaged 30.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 8 assists per game over the last 7 finals, 39 games of his career. Jordan averaged 33.6 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 6 assists in the finals, 35 games in his career. Of course, this isn't meant to be a debate of LeBron versus Jordan, but it does seek the truth. That said, the truth is that LeBron is one of the most celebrated superstars but also the most criticized superstar because of his 3 and 6. He's held to a standard that seems to always undermine his achievements, no matter how great he is. The truth is, the best teams win rings, and LeBron didn't have the privilege to play on the best teams. LeBron has been the underdog 7 out of the 9 finals he's been in. Jordan was favored in all 6. Let's take a look at some of LeBron's teams he had to go battle with in the finals.
Sherman, Brown, 17, Anderson, Verdeja, 19, Damon, Joe, 20, Eric, Snow, or Danielle Marshall, number 31, Scott Bullard.